This topic has been on my mind a lot lately. I speak on it here and there throughout my videos, but I recently sat down and truly write out my thought and try to make something out of it. I didn't come up with a concrete answer. That's a bit of spoiler. What I'm hoping for you guys to get out of this video is to simply think about it. High fashion, specifically menswear, because I can't speak on the women's side. Most of our aspirations come in the form of an item, a grail-worthy item. We're gonna use the Rick Owens kiss boot as our example today, but it could be anything from a raft piece, Margiela, Dries, a Togo couch even. Yes, that has become a grail level worthy piece of an item in the menswear scenes. We aspire to get these items because they're high ticketed items, they're hard to get. It's not a simple see it, want it, buy it. You gotta research, find out the best places to buy it, the best time, whether it's on sale or not. See if you can get it cheap on the secondary market, and sometimes it's a matter of availability on top of everything we just said. Could be an old piece, could be an item from a brand that aren't widely available. Okay, so you got the money for it, you bought it, it's now in your possession. On the proud side, you spent your money, the money that you earned, you worked hard for it. On the ashamed side, $2,000 for a pair of boots, it's outrageous without the high fashion lens. Some people don't have $2,000 in their bank account. For some people, 2K can change their life. For me, it's a bit worse because I look at it from the perspective of a Cambodian. 200 is the average salary in Cambodia, 2K, it truly is life-changing. Am I spending my money correctly? Should this ashamed side of thinking affect my spending? Like to admit it or not, the prices of the items we want, the grail-worthy items, it's simply not just a price tag, not just material, brand name, craftsmanship. It also tells everyone about our status level, our wealth, our social ladder, our financial ladder, our place among the ladder. Implicitly, the price tag is a form of gatekeeping. For me and my friends, we don't flex price tag. It just so happened the items that we want are expensive. We won't talk about flexing in this video, but we all know the topic. High-ticketed clothing is inherently a status symbol. We can say we like the kiss boot for the story, craftsmanship, brick community, inspiration, blah 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 blah, but we cannot deny that the price tag is implicitly tied into the item. It's the type of product that gains its value due to its high price and the social status associated with owning it rather than the function it provides. We can say that almost everything from the high fashion industry falls into Veblen Goods. We don't need a pair of kiss boots, we want a pair of kiss boots. We can buy a pair of $30 Crocs and it will do the same thing. The true essence of the kiss boot is to protect the feet from the ground. Therefore, the kiss boots are Veblen Goods. A Louis Vuitton tote bag, do we really need a $3,000 tote bag? Can we just buy a $5 tote bag from the grocery store? It does the same job. For most people who are watching this video, it's definitely not the intention to flex, but a lot of people buy products in order to flex on the general public. You know what, maybe I'll make a video about that actually. I want to see it from the psychological point of view. Give me a couple weeks to research on that. Let's look at the tabby boots from Maison Margiela. If we look past the unique looking design, they carry a sense of elitism, one of which is because they're expensive. The other is the fact that they're polarizing, so the conversation gets a bit messy when you bring two people who have different opinion on them. Again, I say, if the tabby were made by Forever 21 and Forever 21 trademarked it and sold it for $25, would the conversation around the tabby be this polarizing or exist at all? The prices does a great amount of work in making it polarizing. Ignore the aspect of who made it. Big picture, don't get lost in the sauce. Like it or not, luxury goods are a form of status signaling more than utility. You buy the kiss boot because it signals that you're in the know, you're in the Rick community, you can afford to be in a Rick community. While yes, you can get into the community with something for like $100, but if you want a full outfit from Rick, you need at least $1,000. We've all walked down Fifth Avenue, Bond Street, Champs-Élysées, Maximilian Strasses. We see a few exciting individuals who are gleaming with excitement because they've saved their money for so long. They're only a few minutes away from getting their LV tote bag, their Goyard, their Chanel. They worked hard for it, they earned it. There's also the aspect of, okay, you got engaged, you got promoted, you had a kid, something worth celebrating. Buying these luxury products is a reward for those hard work or a celebration of those achievements. For these people, they don't see the luxury product for its price tag. They see it as a trophy, a sign that they made it. My mother-in-law said my wife and I shouldn't get the Togo yet because we should get it when we're celebrating something. It's a valid statement. Those people on those streets, however, they have the rights to enjoy the fruit of their labor. I watch wisecracks a lot when they were dissecting the philosophy of movies or show, and they talk about Ayn Rand at one point. I disagree with a lot of what she has to say, but her main shit of objectivism makes sense.
Why is it good to want others to be happy? We can make others happy when and if those others mean something to you selfishly.
The quote goes, "In essence, objectivism is the concept of a man as a heroic being, with his own happiness as the moral purpose of his life, with productive achievement as his noblest activity, and reasons as his only absolute. To make it simple, a person should only value what will make them happy, ignore what others are doing, the struggling and the people doing better. Focus on you. It's your money. Use it in a way that will make you happy. If buying this Goyard bag makes you happy, do it. Don't let the guilt of what the 2K would have done for someone poorer than you." She kind of argued that if you must think that way, you should also think about the rich people who would spend $2,000 on their pet's food without thinking. So focus on you. Society moves forward when everyone is only thinking of themselves. Their actions will stimulate the economy on the way toward their own self-fulfillment. If you're normal, however, and not like a dick like Ayn Rand, you think about what that 2K you just spent on the kids' boots would have done for someone who is in debt, who is behind on their rent, who is having a hard time putting food on the table for their family. Ethically, it becomes a bit complicated. Living with this idea can put guilt in the buyer's mind, in my mind, in yours too, if you're somewhat conscious about your surrounding or all the politics around the world that has made people poorer. I find that the best way to make this scenario more real is with this example. Obviously, it's hypothetical. I believe that 2K is life-changing money in most countries. Take out the truly developed neighborhoods of the developed countries. I say this because despite how rich America is, a lot of homeless people. Despite how rich Munich is, still homeless people around. And there are always people struggling with money despite the rich country or rich neighborhood that they live in. I want to be sensitive to that for some reason. Okay, so if you have 2K to spend on booze, we can safely say that you've taken care of most of the Maslow hierarchy of needs. I don't think we can even put buying luxury products as self-actualization. I think it's above, but let's put it there just cause. Would you still spend that 2K if you knew that 2K could save a person's life who can't afford a certain operation in Cambodia or any underdeveloped countries around the world? Again, don't get lost in the sauce. It's a hypothetical. I have a somewhat sick behavior that I do. I don't mind you judging me here. I accept it wholeheartedly. Sometimes when I'm going a bit out of control with my spending, I watch poverty documentaries to humble myself, to remind myself that all of this is a plus, more than a plus. It's like a plus plus, just a joke. I don't want it to be too dark, but yes, I watch these poverty documentaries to humble myself. I say you can judge me because it's a bit sick, you know? I'm watching people struggle to remind my rich ass that I should be humble and grateful. I'm using someone else's struggle for my own benefit. I counter this by doing charity work and donating to causes that I care deeply about. After I watch these poverty documentaries, it's a bit grotesque to think about owning $2,000 boots. Doing this has stopped me from acquiring certain goods, and sometimes I even donate to NGOs in that moment because it does bring me to the realization that I have some extra funds that could be used better by other individuals who are in need. The counter to that again, you earned it, you get to spend it, it's your money. You can also argue by buying these products, you are stimulating the economy because all of the workers involved in the creation of the kids' boots get paid. So you kind of are putting food on the table. The people working on the kids' boot, they're not struggling, but if we stop buying, they could become struggling. They could go below the poverty line. It'll be long, but they could. Again, it's all hypothetical. So to me, it's a constant fight of I earned this, but this money could be spent so much better by someone who is not as fortunate as me. How do I justify enjoying the fruit of my labor while acknowledging that the discretionary, excessive spending could literally mean survival for someone else? If you stand on the side of give 2K to the poor person so they could live a more comfortable life, we have to ask the question of would that person do the same if they were in our position? Answers will vary. You might answer optimistically or hopefully, but giving away 2K of your hard-earned money to strangers, it's tougher when the money is about to leave your hands rather than hypothetical. Just because we're willing to spend 2K on a pair of boots doesn't mean the 2K isn't hard-earned. To make this more complicated, we can sell the kids' boots later and get most of our money back or even profit back depending on whatever condition the kids' boots in. There are a lot of variables going to this deep topic. As of right now, I stay on this tightrope with enjoying the fruit of my labor while remaining mindful that the other side exists, the side of 2K being life-changing. And if I have some money left over, I will donate it. One of which is my Cambodian fund. Go watch that video if you want to know how I choose to mainly do my charity work. I still haven't forgot it, by the way. Roughly 1K in that fund right now for me and my friends. I will film everything when I go to Cambodia. We will make a few kids happy, a family or two selling items on the street breathe a bit easier for a day day or two. It does hurt. It truly hurts me that I don't have enough excess fund to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to start an NGO where I can get rich individuals or corporations to give me their money, their excess money, so I can give it to the people who deserves it. But this also fuels me. One of the reasons why I'm still alive is my want, is my need to become so successful that I can open up an NGO and I can use the money I will raise to feed children, to bring clean water, to bring clean bathroom and all of that. I want to do so much, but in order to do what I need to do, I need money. Therefore, I need to be successful. Therefore, I need to continue living. I don't have an answer to the question I pose. If you can't tell, I struggle immensely still how I balance this walk on a tightrope of 2K for me or 2K for charity. I hope this video bring it to your attention if you haven't thought about it before. Serves as a reminder that while you and I indulge in this life of somewhat leisure and luxury, that we must not lose sight on how much money is truly worth. In the comment, tell me how you balance this walk. Good night.